Sagittarius, how are you? It's me, LB. Welcome to your November monthly reading for 2025. This month, we are going to use the Elemental Oracle. I feel like we're getting back to basics for you, Sag. And I'm torn, truthfully, between two tarot decks. I have the Visionary Woman Tarot that the Wiser people sent to me recently, and it's really rich. It's really beautiful. We're opening up on the Six of Swords, which is kind of perfect because that's very much the energy that I feel you being in this month. If you notice, when we first clicked on, there was this annoying grating sound because the people next door just decided that they wanted to lay concrete today for whatever reason. And so every and anyone who is working from home is disturbed by them today. It's actually quite a lot of people. I work from home, my hubby works from home, the guy across the street works from home. There's a lot of people being disturbed by this one person's decision to do construction at what I consider to be somewhat of an inappropriate time. And so that might be something that's resonating with you as well, a habit of people being inconsiderate, of inconveniencing people around them. I'm hearing making the world stop because they have something they want to do or they want to say, and there's sort of this starting and stopping energy. That's so funny. There's a guy running, sprinting down the street with his hair blowing through the breeze. But there might be this starting and stopping energy in your life lately of I'm starting, I'm going, I'm making progress. Oop, nope, here's someone that has to put a boulder or has to put a blockage or has to put a problem. Oh, I can't do what I want to do because the whole world has to stop for this person. It's it feels like there's someone that has the worst case of main character syndrome around you, Sagittarius, and much like the guy with the wind in his hair, he doesn't even look like he was dressed for proper running. There's a lot of runners in my area. He did not look like he was dressed for a long distance run, but he saw an opening and he just went. And I think similar to that guy, we're gonna call him Skinny Fabio, similar to Skinny Fabio and similar to the Six of Swords here, you seem to be packing up and kind of moving out of Dodge in some way. So you might literally be packing up and leaving a job, leaving a neighborhood, leaving an area or an industry in order to transition to a place that feels quieter. For some reason, I feel like she's going to the library. It reminds me of when I was in college and I'd show up to the library like a crazy bag lady, and I'd have my lunch and my 3 drinks, and I'd have all of my books and my backpack and my books for later and my computer. It was like I lived at the library, right? So it's you seem to be in some way packing up, heading out of Dodge, and intentionally heading someplace that seems quiet, where you can reflect, where you can read, where you can bounce back in some way. It's a card of moving into smoother and calmer waters. And in my practice, the Six of Swords also really relates to mediumship and guidance from the dead, from the ancestors. And so it feels as though there's this little flip that is switch in your brain. Almost I wonder if you've been wondering if you can leave, if you can do something new, if you can transition, or even if I'm hearing a kiss the past goodbye. If there's something about if you're allowed or if it's okay for you to leave certain people, places, and things behind. And there's sort of a feeling of timing. Timing's important in your story, Sag. But there's something about November where the flip gets switched. The right timing has come, and it feels like there's a push from the ancestors, yes, go, now's the time, get your stuff, head out of Dodge. Because I'm hearing they're planning something. So whoever or whatever your main antagonist is, or whoever has this really bad case of main character syndrome, it's not now, but I'm seeing 3, I'm seeing 6, I'm seeing 8. There might be something in the next 3, 6, 8 months that I'm hearing domino effect, that they are creating a series of events or domino effects for themselves that they don't realize is kind of going to be their undoing. And it's actually a good thing that like you're moving out of this place or this industry or this neighborhood or away from some of these people now, because I'm hearing out of Dodge, because you'll be long out of Dodge when like the chips fall for that person, which will make it nearly impossible for them to like blame anything on you, because they will certainly blame things on those around them that decided to stay. So you, in some way, you might be a bit of an outlier, deciding, I'm hearing while the getting's good, that you're getting out while the getting's good. There may be something about, again, the job that you're in, it's like, it's looking really good. They just did promotions instead of layoffs, right? Like there might be something about like this, maybe it's a family unit and like there's a lot to celebrate and things seem good. It's like on the surface, it maybe wouldn't make sense to like leave or transition out of a circumstance, but like there's something in the instinct that says, one, I know behind the scenes how the sausage gets made and it's really not as good as it looks. And I have a feeling that it's like, there was another reading that I did where there was a message like down goes Frasier, and there's a feeling of like, I feel like this business is gonna close, or I feel like a person's gonna put their foot in it, or it's like, I feel like something's gonna happen. And it's almost a sense of like, I have taken enough like independent, like individual, like collateral damage, like from this person or this place or this thing. I don't want to take any more when like the chips really go down. I don't want to be collateral damage in like the larger mess that like they're making. It kind of reminds me of, and I see a little fly past my camera. So there also might be a feeling here of, I don't know, like monitoring, feeling like people are watching you, like watching your movements, especially as you seem to be like de-investing from person, place, or thing and moving into something new. It kind of reminds me of like when I was much, much younger, I was in a job and I was like, I don't know if they're cooking their books. Like, I don't know what's going on here, but something weird is going on here. I'm leaving. And then I think it was like 6 months later, they ended up closing down. The stuff was in the paper. Like it had come to pass, right? And so I just feel like I'm greeting you in this energy where you seem to be kind of like busy, like packing and like making plans for the new and like being kind of quiet about your movements. And there is a lot of guidance for you this month about keeping your cards kind of close to your chest, because I'm seeing someone literally like, boop, that's mine, like literally like trying to steal like lunch money or like trying to like take your cards like out of your hand, like well. Again, it's main character syndrome. There's like a bully energy. Could be family, it could be someone at work, it could be just the general vibe, again, in like an industry or a community, but it's like you're long past ready to like move into something that, again, is quieter, is more peaceful. And because they keep bringing me back to this idea of like the library, and this looks like a bit of a hot air balloon up here. It's the idea of like adventure and travel and learning new things and just like wanting to get out of Groundhog Day. Like you feel kind of tired and like you feel a little bit like older than you should. It's that type of energy. Just saw the number 9 pass by. That might be significant. 999 or 919 might be significant for you. And it feels as though it's because you're just around a lot of drains, Sagittarius. So I think part of this month is you identifying who is a drain and who is a radiator. Who pours life into you, who is expansive, who is exciting, who is stimulating to talk to, and who is just like a succubus, who is just like this drain, who is just like an energy vampire, and really allowing yourself to move away from them the moment that you can. It feels like in some circumstances you were not able. I'm hearing golden handcuffs. I'm also hearing obligations, and I'm hearing like social expectations. In some instances, it might not have like seemed cool for you to like move away from a person during a certain period of time. Or again, there was nothing else opening up for you and you had your golden handcuffs. It just like wasn't the right time to move. So there's a feeling of you having to endure like a lot of people's ego and a lot of people's entitlement. And again, a lot of this like main character syndrome. And I'm hearing second fiddle and having to play. Okay, I just heard playing second fiddle to the czar. So someone, and I'm seeing Godzilla and I'm seeing like King Kong, someone who acts like Godzilla or King Kong like in their life, like very like fee, fi, fo, fum type of energy, and just having to like endure these types of people and situations until the time came for you to leave. But like the time is, because whether that person, that place, that community, they have entered into a new timeline where at the end of it, all of the trips fall down. I was going to say all of the chips fall down. But I am hearing, I think it's an old Kanye West song, when it all falls down, telling you all when it all falls down. Yeah, we have the Seven of Pentacles. We also have the Ace of Pentacles on the split as well. And so actually moving away into smoother waters, deciding in a lot of instances, some of you even may be deciding to like start over, start from scratch, start from ground zero, because it seems in some way to just be like better than where you've been, that actually like things come together for you quite quickly. And it is a reminder that sometimes like it's not the plant, it's the pot that it's in, it's the environment that is obstructing growth. And so I think there's also something in this month, Sagittarius, about you realizing how fertile and how abundant and bountiful your energy is when you're not surrounded by a bunch of vipers, more or less. Now, your shufflemancy is really interesting to me because the first song that has come up is Bad Romance by Lady Gaga. I want your lovin' and I want your revenge. You and me is like a bad romance. And so there's also, I'm hearing on the hook, like there's something about this energy that like wants to keep you like on the hook, because like it's like you feed their Five of Wands. They like a cat and mouse game. They like a fight. They like to argue. It's like people who feel as though it's better to argue and to butt heads and to have blowouts because it means that you care enough to even fight, or that you even care enough to argue. That like means so much to them. It's like how they define love or investment or loyalty. Loyalty means that you will sit here and you will fight with me and you will suffer with me and you will let me kick and scream. It's like they have a very distorted view of like unconditional love or loyalty. Unconditional love means I can abuse you or take advantage of you and you won't leave, right? But that's not true. Like, it's just not true, right? Unconditional loyalty means I can treat you any kind of way and you won't seek new employment, or you'll always come to Christmas, or you'll always return my calls. And it's just not true. And so you, in a lot of ways, you kind of remind me of almost like a victim of domestic violence who for a long period of time has to like save and penny pinch and like kind of plan their escape. That might be quite literally your situation, Sag. To plan their escape, and then by the time like you're gone, it's like far too late and people didn't even realize that you were planning on leaving for such a long time. So there's also kind of a reckoning for people around you this month of like, oh, I don't know if I know Sag as well as I thought that I did. It's almost like they thought that you were, I don't know, like drinking the Kool-Aid, or like you also defined love or loyalty like in the same way as they did, and you don't. So it's like there's recognizing that maybe we don't know Sag as well as we thought we did. There is like an underworld or like an inner world of Sagittarius that like no one else is privy to. Sag makes plans without us. Like it's really interesting. It's almost like, I don't know, like people don't think you're ambitious, or that you don't want more out of life, or that like you're contented with like the bare minimum in some way. And like you're simply not. You're just quiet about it. You're just quiet about it. And you make your plans quietly and then you move forward. Like you don't announce things in the way that everyone else announces things. And I heard because you're not a peacock. So there also might be something about whatever antagonist, whatever main character energy is around that. Maybe they like specifically like peacocks, or they just have that kind of energy about them. But again, you have Bad Romance coming out. And so I'm also hearing like, this is not what I want. Like, this is not what I wanted. So there's something here. And I see a woman walking down the street with like a baby in a car carrier. but she's just like carrying it. It's kind of like Moses in the basket. That this is not what I want. Like, you have had a coming to Jesus moment of like, whatever this job is, whatever this dream was, whatever this relationship was, whatever it was supposed to be, it's actually not. Again, it's like on the surface, people are like, oh, it's really good. Yeah, you got a good thing going over there. And you're like, you have absolutely no idea how horrid this is, like behind the scenes. Like, no way. The second song that came out is Humble by Kendrick Lamar, right? Sit Down. And so there's also something about, I don't know, like people ordering you around, and I feel Jupiter energy coming in, like, because Jupiter in astrology and mythology is like the king of the gods. And so there's something about like this higher spiritual authority that's like coming in to remind you that no one else has authority over you but you. Because there's that be humble, sit down, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're talking about, Sag. So there seems to be this like dismissing you, you're delusional, let the grown-ups talk, you don't have any experience here, just do what I say, not what I do, right? It's like, it's that type of energy. And Jupiter is coming in like because people are acting, I want to say like Saturn. They're trying to restrict you, or they're trying to punish you, or they're trying to pass a judgment on you in some way, but you are a child of Jupiter. And that might be like your affirmation for the month. I am a child of Jupiter. Like, it is my duty to expand. Because I feel that energy coming in of like, I actually see rubber bands like around you. Almost like, I don't know if someone like maybe literally binded you, if someone does like physical magics, but I see Jupiter coming in and like snip and like just, and all of a sudden your energy just expands like really, really intensely. I really don't like that humble energy though, like someone trying to like humble you. And again, this might literally be like romance. Like, you might have been in a relationship with someone who was constantly degrading you or putting you down or trying to make you feel bad, so that way it never occurred to you that you could do better than this job, better than that energy, better than this person, better than this place. They act in like very much of like a lack spirit. But you, again, as a child of Jupiter, you naturally position yourself in a spirit of abundance. There's more. There's another lover. There's another job. There's another path. There's another way. People don't like that about you because it interferes with their ability to make excuses for why they're not where they want to be. So it's very much of a misery loves company type of energy, and you just don't want to be miserable anymore. You also have the Song of the Sea coming out for you with Baby One More Time, which is a cover of the Britney Spears song by the Marias. So Maria, Ave Maria, the Virgin Mother, those might be like signs and significant keys for you this month as well. But when I think about the Song of the Sea and Baby One More Time, I wonder if there's like a ritual cleansing to get like these energies off you and out of your space that's necessary this month. I also wonder if like you're drawn to the sea, or you're drawn to bodies of water, rivers, creeks, more bubble baths, like stuff like that. I also see Don't Say Nothing by the Del Water Gap, and Breath and Smile coming up next. Breath by John Pattern and Smile by Vitamin C. So again, there's something about, even One More Time, the Song of the Sea, it brings the idea of like travel and like industry and voyage, that it's like you're being guided to be very quiet about the spaces that you're traveling, not just out of, but the places that you're traveling into, because I'm hearing like you don't want them to follow you. You don't want them to follow you into like these new spaces. So again, there was something about like starting over, like you might be deciding to start over. A new platform, a new town, a new job, a new whatever, and not literally like not tell anyone where you're going, not give them a link, not give them a forwarding address, like nothing. Almost like witness protection program, like in a way. Okay, let's see what's coming out here. Speed, look at this. You're like skinny Fabio huffing down the street. Card number 42, that breaks down to 6. That's a very Venusian number. So this is, again, about beauty. This is about restoring harmony, about restoring peace. It does not escape me that the character on this card, they look quite young and youthful. So again, there's something about like the pep in your step, the rubber band being cut off of you when your energy starts to like expand. It's almost like, I don't know, like you're like, maybe my energy is just dull now. Or maybe I'm getting older and I just have like less and I'm more tired. But again, like as a child of Jupiter, you're actually so much more like virile and like bouncy and expansive than that. It's like you forgot that because you've had so many drains on your energy. I also wonder, because they are hopping over like a cityscape. I wonder if you are hopping in or out of a specific city, or if you're thinking, because it's so round here, it's giving very like global. If you're thinking about starting over in a new city where you literally like don't know anyone, especially if you come from like a small town where it's easy for people to like run up on you, keep tabs on you. It's much different if all of a sudden like you move to San Francisco, as opposed to some tiny little bumfuck town in the middle of who cares, New Jersey, right? It could be something like that. I would even wonder again, like internationally, like you might be trying to jump ship. I don't blame you. You might be deciding to maybe relocate like overseas in some way. Maybe you're like, I'm gonna spend a year in Japan, or I'm going to Tokyo. That's about Tokyo. And I hear barking, so maybe you're thinking about going to Tokyo or Japan or Edinburgh. Like maybe some of you. There's also an academic energy here, especially with the library before, that I wonder if some of you might be, I don't know, applying to school overseas or in a different place. So it's like, you're not just going to a different place, you're like going into completely different social systems, totally different cultures, like as far away as you can. When I see Song of the Sea, I hear that Bobby Darin song, somewhere along the sea or across the sea, somewhere waiting for me. And there's an Alan Stone song that's coming into my head called Brown Eyed Lover. And he goes, I've got a brown-eyed lover on the other side of town. I don't want to keep her waiting. So there's also a bit of, again, like that Jupiter sense of fate or destiny is upon you. And it feels like it's drawing you forward to like a new love, a new pathway. And I'm hearing course correction. So there's something about, and I know this sounds so specific, but it's like Jupiter herself, which is really interesting because Jupiter is always usually manifesting as like a masculine energy, like Zeus. But I'm hearing Jupiter herself, which kind of makes me feel sort of emotional, honestly. But Jupiter herself is coming in because I just saw advanced termite and pest control, because she is like your mother. Jupiter is like your steward. You're like one of Jupiter's children. And so Jupiter wants their children on like the highest timelines, to have the nicest things, to have the most expansive experiences, to learn the most. Like it's like Jubilee. And so Jupiter herself is coming in to course correct. And for some reason, the mythology around Zeus, Jupiter, and Hephaestus is like a divine blacksmith. He was, I believe, one of Hera's children, and he would create like the tools and the weapons for the gods, including Zeus's thunderbolts. So I wonder, you are actually coming forward a little bit like the Hephaestus energy, but I wonder if there's something here about your pathway or about your purpose, Sagittarius, that like you are meant to create something like for the gods. Like you're meant to create something for Jupiter. I don't know what it is, a piece of art, a book, a course, I don't know what it is, an interpretive dance perhaps, but the flamingo. But like you are meant to create like a tool or something that the divine can use for their purposes, right? To reach other people or whatever it is. It feels a little bit above my pay grade. Depending on what that is, it's going to be different for all of you. And I'm hearing and sick of the interference, and they're sick of the interference. The time has come. It's time to build. It's time to build. And I'm seeing, I Love Lucy, the black and white. And I also, in your energy, I feel like I want to like brush my hair. Do you see me doing this? I had my hair up in the Gemini reading, but for you, I'm like, I want to let my hair down. I want to let my hair loose. It's kind of naughty because again, it's been restricted by that rubber band for so long, but it's like, I kind of got to get the knots out. So I do feel like there's also something about this month for you. about like shaking the rust off, shake it off, shake it off, that you are getting the rust off, you're shaking and combing the knots out. So I feel like you also might be guided as you're like packing things up and transitioning to also do a lot of like cleansing out. We were talking about like maybe there's like a spiritual cleansing that's needed, but I also feel like there's a physical purge, like you're being guided to create physical space in order to create an energetic vacuum that can then be filled with something positive. Yes, so you might be guided to clear out old clothes, to maybe like change or cut your hair, to do some spiritual cleansing, cleansing or getting rid of spiritual tools as well. I see a B. So maybe your decks need a cleansing, maybe you need less decks, maybe you need to charge your crystals, like stuff like that. It's so funny. They're showing me like those guys in New York who sell like knockoff goods and stuff, but it's like the guy with the coat and he sells like the watches on the inside, but you're opening it and it's like actually like a bunch of crystals is what I'm seeing. So there might be something about working with crystals. I'm hearing meridian grids that also might be significant in your healing work as well. I'm seeing things like lymphatic drainage and meridian clearing as well. So you seem to be like your spiritual system, your energy system is being cleared, cleaned, and upgraded. And I'm also hearing that Stevie Wonder song, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. So there's also new spiritual contracts, maybe particularly with Jupiter herself, that's coming through as well. In Gemini's reading, we were talking a bit about them getting a better idea of like the divine blueprint for their life moving forward. There is a bit of that energy here for you as well. However, for you, there's a little bit more of an opportunity for you to contribute and creatively mold some of that vision. There's a feeling of like you being underneath the thumb of so many oppressive energies for so long that like you deserve a say. Like you deserve a say in what you do, spiritually or otherwise. And that's coming in really strongly as well. So there's something about honor and autonomy and being treated with like the respect that you're due. That's also really significant. So you also maybe have had experiences where you haven't even fully received like the full respect or consideration from even someone like maybe the spirits that you work with too. So it just feels like we're upgrading the entire system. But as that happens, I'm hearing yoo-hoo, which feels like it's connected to like a character, like from a movie or like a cartoon character, Frederick. I just saw drive by, yoo-hoo. I don't know what that's from. I'm hearing it. I don't know if it's like Mario. I don't know what it is. Yoo-hoo. But there's something here about like the entire system is being upgraded, and that may be physically symbolized by, again, moving to like an entirely new area or an entirely different job or industry or something like that. And all of a sudden, it's like your energy just comes back. It's like we unplugged you and we plugged you back in. And you're like, holy shit, I forgot what it felt like to feel like myself. It's almost like feeling like a shell or a husk. Like when you look back, you're gonna be like, I was a husk of myself around those people. They drained so much from me. Anything else gonna come through here? The soul passion is coming out. It came out in reverse though, which I think is really interesting. So one, there is like I want to say like a clearing of like your vision. Like your vision's been kind of foggy, especially with like this little thing right here. Your vision's been kind of foggy, maybe literally and figuratively. Like I wonder if you've been, I don't know, like having like stuff stuck in your eyes. It's like like someone or something has been trying to block your ability to see things like clearly, to see things for what they really are, to see people for who they truly are. Or even in some instances, like the spirits that walk with people, like not wanting to be revealed in some way. So I do feel like there is like a clearing of your vision, both psychically and literally. There's also something here with passion being in reverse, that like at one point in time, this romance or this job or this town or this place, I'm hearing this town ain't big enough for the two of us. At one point, like you maybe did have like quite a lot of passion for it. And like, I also quite a lot of vision. I'm seeing the 3 of Wands. You're like, I see how this could work. I see how we could do this. I see where this could go. I see what this could be. We could do this and then we could do that. But over time, it just never really came to pass, I want to say, in the way that you saw. Like I want to say, Sagittarius, that you look at the world with the eyes of a lover, and it's a really beautiful thing. But some people and some circumstances and some places are just takers. They don't love back in the way that they should. And so after a period of time of like really being drained of a lot of that enthusiasm and that light and that bigness, you've just kind of like lost like quite a bit of passion for like the old places. I think that's actually good. I think I'm hearing battery. People don't realize how often you actually serve as like a battery or an energy source for them or for the good luck in the room. And as you quietly like retreat into the bushes like Homer Simpson and then don't tell anyone where like you're parking next, I think that very quickly the energy starts to drain and people are left to rest on their own laurels and not on yours. And I think that is part of the new timeline. I think that is part of the domino effect and those chips or those trips falling. Again, those trips might be a note on how they try to trip you or others up in order to keep them. I'm seeing someone like tying shoelaces together in order to keep them from like leaving. Because again, for some people, a toxic work environment, a toxic spiritual relationship, a toxic family system is better than none at all. But for you, you would rather have none than have something that's unhealthy. Out here. Yeah, wildness, electricity. And then we have card number 36. And it's like you are infused with new passion, especially as you kind of cross towards the end of the month. It feels like you are filled with new passion. You're also, I don't know, like embodying the energy from like these new spaces. I also feel like your chakra system like comes back online. I swear to God, change, wind at the bottom. I feel like your energy centers, your manifestation abilities, and like all of your magic has literally been like put on pause. It's been like frozen, or it's been like, what's the phrasing that I want to use? It's like powered down because like there's something from soul, there's something from your spirit that's like, I'm not energizing any of these people or these spirits or these places anymore. Which is kind of unfortunate because it hasn't always given you the ability to like manifest or draw in like what you would want or need in order to transition or get out of those places. Like, it's almost like your spirit refusing to muster up like any magic for you or just like in general. And so you can't muster up like the alchemical energy necessary to manifest the money that you need to move, right? Like it's that kind of energy. And so that's part of like the difficulty, I feel like, in getting out of this cycle. And again, part of it is timing. I do feel like, and this is something I've noticed in this collective throughout this month, that like as you start to move forward, like things are returned to you really quickly. Your body's like, oh, I'm safe now. I'm not in that place. I just saw heating and cooling truck go by. I'm not in that place now. Okay, it's safe for the magic to come forward because I know anyone, like no one's going to steal it or extract it from me. Ten of Swords, yes. So, the sun at the bottom now. I like the sun at the bottom. That, again, is your energy. It's your vitality. It's your happiness. It's that childlike wonder. It's all like perking back up inside of you. I am not an astrologist, but I do play one on TV Wednesday nights at 9. Now, I love how the house system in astrology really covers a lot of areas of personal development, of personal, personality, of these different areas of our life, spiritual practice. So I like to use it as a format for a spread. And that's what we're going to do today. So in your first house of self, very visible house, we have the 10 of Swords. So again, here you're running away and you have all of these swords in your back because you see smoke. You're getting this feeling or this impression both from your own intuition and from the prodding of spirit and perhaps like the dead that walk with you, that like something or someone, like London Bridge is going down. Like it might not be today, but wherever the space that you're in, like justice, karma, like the scales are going to be balanced with that person or in that place or in that situation. And like it's probably not going to be super pretty, and you like do not deserve to take like any of that friendly fire, which is something we talked a lot with Gemini about. So there might be aspects of Gemini's reading that might be helpful for you. And there's also a clear thing of like, I have swords in my back. Like I have maybe gotten screwed over in this situation. It also might be very clear that like you got the short end of the stick to like other people of like, Sagittarius looks like they're walking away. We don't know if they totally are because they're being super quiet. We don't know where they would go because they're not telling us. But it's like very clear that like you got gypped in some way, shape, or form. And you're getting out while the getting is good for you to do that. This pufferfish is also like really interesting. They exist typically like in the water. And so like there's something here about like you wanting to protect like the integrity of your emotions. It's like, I need to get out of this relationship before I like stop believing in love. Or it's like, I need to leave this place before like I stop believing in God or in goodness or in like something to change. And so you definitely seem in some way, like people know that you have gotten the short end of the stick and that like you probably, like if I were you, if I was Sag, like I would have been out of here a long time ago, but you are now. So again, they're definitely seeing you, especially with the sun at the bottom, as someone who has been mistreated or taken advantage of in some way. And it's almost like other people, maybe not the main character, but other people wouldn't blame you if like you did like want to leave a situation. I also feel like there's something about this pufferfish is maybe in some way connected. Maybe you had an ancestor or like one of your dead that was a fisherman, that is like leading and guiding you and helping you to protect your emotions in some way. It almost feels like a bear trap. Like if anyone gets too close to you, they're going to get caught up in like a bear trap. I know this sounds funny, but I'm looking at this smoke, right? When there's smoke, there's fire. And it kind of looks a little bit like a face. And there's something about a big forehead. Like whoever this main character is, they might, and maybe it's just like spirit being funny, but they might have a big ass forehead. Like, I don't know. Anyway, and your second house of value, this is your Taurian house. This is value, this is material goods, this is a lot of your priorities. We have the Queen of Wands. So one, I really like this. This is definitely that energy of a makeover. We were talking about, again, maybe something with your hair here. I like that we see this lion in the mirror. Again, another symbol of both Leo and solar energy. There's something here about pride, about affluence, about wanting to look good, about wanting to feel good, and really wanting to invest your, I want to say like your actual like money and your energy into perhaps even literally like beauty treatments, upgrading your wardrobe, especially if you are doing like a lot of purging, things that make you look and feel affluent. So there might be something here again about being in spaces that are so incredibly draining to you that it's like you don't even look like yourself anymore. And there's sort of kind of like a mommy makeover energy here. It reminds me of those reality shows in like the early 2000s where a mom would just be fucking tore up from the floor up after all these goddamn kids, and she's exhausted and she ends up on the show and they give her a new haircut and they, you know, they do whatever they gotta do and they kind of make her a brand new mom. So there's sort of like a mommy makeover type of energy here. The Queen of Wands is also like a bit of a sorceress. And so I feel as though that message earlier about cleansing and charging your crystals, cleansing and charging your decks, like getting your spiritual tools in order. It feels like they start working again. Like once it's almost like these cards don't fucking work. It's like the crystals ain't working. Like I'm doing the money bulls and not bringing nothing in. It's like, why does nothing fucking work here? Like, I don't get it. Like, I know that I'm magic. Like, I know that I got the juice. Like, what is the problem? It's not you. It's these people. It's the environment. It's this industry. And once you get out, especially with cleaned and upgraded tools, they start working overtime. I'm hearing spoiled. There's something about you spoiling yourself and spoiling yourself with magic as you move forward, especially into December. I see you like manifesting a lot of things, and in particular, glamour magic. And again, luxury and beauty treatments and stuff like that might really be like amping up for you. So I feel like people, if they do see you from the past, like in the next like 6, 8, 12 months, I think that you are going to be looking really fucking good. Almost like you're aging backwards in a way, which is crazy. I find that Jupiter ruled people, they tend to look younger. than other people. They have kind of rounder faces, they have fuller cheeks, like all of the things that the like primordial mind interpret as youthful. And so it's like the color comes back into your cheeks. It's like some of you might be losing weight. Some of you actually might be putting on healthy weight. Which I really like for you. It feels like it looks good. Like you carry it super well. 8 of Pentacles. So in your 3rd house, this is communication. It's your Mercury house, how we digest information. We have the 8 of Pentacles. Oh, I love it. And we have the Page of Wands. And here you are. It's like you're working diligently. I wanted to say difficultly, but that's not correct. I'm telling something, it wants shit to be hard for you because it's hard for them. And things, it must be nice energy towards you. It must be nice to be that peppy. Sagittarius. I almost said Virgo, so pay attention to Virgos around you. It must be nice to be so peppy. It must be nice that things just work out for you like that. Like someone resents the divine flow and ease that occasionally comes into your life, and so they really want to like restrict you and make things more difficult for you. Like even like with work here with the 8 of Pentacles, adding in more steps that don't need to be. You know what, it reminds me of an old boss I once had in my early 20s. So this is like 15 years ago. I first started bartending, and there was this one manager that I had, and she was such a dick. She was always just giving me such a hard time for no reason, at least no reason that I or anyone else could think of. And there was one particular day where, I don't know, she was mad about something, and so she tried to like yell at me about like my bar cleaning. And so I did my side work, I did all of the cleaning, I did everything like from top to bottom. And as she went through all my work and she was begrudged that I did my work and I did it properly and she couldn't criticize anything I did, she found new work for me to do. She goes, you know what you should have done? You should have wiped down all of the legs on these bar stools. And so she made me get out from behind the bar, away from the customer, start pulling chairs, wiping down bar stool legs. And I did it. I said, okay, I did it, whatever. Then I clocked out and I never came back. But it's like that type of energy, like people wanting to like give you more tasks than what is necessary or what is fair, or have you redo work that's like already perfectly fine, or it's just like trying to just be just a nudge, just like a pain in the butt. And so moving forward, I love that like your back is turned here and you're totally focused on like your craftsmanship. Again, like Hephaestus, there's something that you are meant to do or create on behalf of creation, on behalf of divinity, to serve them and to serve humanity. And I love that like these pentacles are acting as a golden rope, because it definitely gives this impression, especially in the 3rd house, of like, you got to pay for the pleasure of my company. You want to talk to me, you better invest here first. You better do something to prove that you deserve to make it through these velvet ropes before I even give you like a second of my time. And again, like intellectual property, you have all of these projects up on the wall. And I love the Page of Wands, that's you, that's a Sagittarius energy. With truth here, tattooed. I wonder, maybe you're going to be getting a new tattoo perhaps. And again, here, your hair is cut, the Page of Wands hair is cut. It's also red. Both of them have red hair. So I don't know if you have red hair, or if you're thinking about dyeing your hair red, or again, something bold, something like really different to just like break up the crown here. But you seem to be moving and creating from a place of truth and excitement and like restored passion and wonder. And also from a place of value. No, not everyone or anything can just come in here. No, you don't just get to disturb me because you feel like it. No, you're not entitled to know what I'm doing just because you're curious. Sorry. You're being way more protective over yourself than you have in the past. Oh, gorgeous. Yeah, I know that's right. So in your 4th house, this is your house of home, family, roots, where you come from, right? Maybe you are from a little bumfuck town in nowhere, New Jersey, like me. There was a card sticking out of the deck and I felt inclined to pull it, but the Ace of Pentacles is what came out. But the card that was poking out, it's the 7 of Swords. So this actually feels like the difference between night and day. Like you were kind of born, or you come from a system that's more like the 7 of Swords. There are gatekeepers. There's alliances. There's a lot of shady business going on. And it's like this little eating like smirky grin here with the 1 sword up front and then all of the other swords. The 6 of Swords, progress, peacefulness, the ability to move forward into something new is all hidden behind this person, right? It's like they're the gatekeeper. You may maybe come from family systems, or again, you've been rooted into spaces that act as gatekeepers. They inhibit your growth. They mess around with you. But as you move forward into these new spaces, into a new city, into a new industry, whatever, that it now becomes the Ace of Pentacles. And there's a lion on this coin, which I like, because there's also a lion, again, in this mirror. So you might be incorporating, I don't know, maybe mirror work into your money magic. At the very least, the Ace of Pentacles symbolizes entry into new community. And with the lion there, perhaps community that you can be proud of and proud to be a part of for once in your life. So you seem to be reestablishing your fourth house, where your home is, what you define home to be, and who you allowed in it. Now in your fifth house, oh great, in your fifth house, this is creativity, pleasure, joy, your childlike wonder. We have the High Priestess. So I wonder if mysticism, occultism, theology, spiritual practice, again, alchemy, magic, witchcraft, nature, like all of it, folk magic, like these are things that like you're deeply interested in. Also like a certain amount of privacy, time to reflect, time to explore the cosmos, to explore your inner world. These are things that are really valuable to you. These are things that you enjoy doing and perhaps have enjoyed doing since you were a child. There may be aspects of people making fun of you. You know how people get downing you, telling you that you're crazy or you're delusional or whatever. I'm also seeing people putting their dirty little mitts, is how's that phrase, like onto your spiritual tools as well. So I wonder if like there's something that's part of like the cleansing of your tools is like people projecting a lot of negativity and a lot of limitations onto your tools. But as you move forward, it feels like you get to be who you are and believe what you want to believe, like in peace. Like if you want to be like the witch of the wood, if you want to be the crazy bog lady, then like that's your business. Like you can do that. If you want to talk to nature spirits and hug trees and keep crystals and both cups of your bra, then like who the fuck is that hurting? It's not hurting anyone. Like it's like freedom of religion. It's like freedom of belief. I feel like is like being restored to your life. The freedom to like live and let live, to enjoy the things that you enjoy. Like I feel like this is journaling, and it's like your YouTube readers that you like, and it's like wearing a bunch of bangles, and it's like meditating, and it's like drinking your matcha and like talking to the bird. It's like, so go do it, because you deserve to go do it and enjoy like your practice as you see fit. So I like that. I do see you having the freedom of like religion and creativity. It's like once more, because I wonder if being Jupiter ruled, a lot of your exploration and your adventure is creative. It's internal, right? Like I have a Sag moon, and so I don't necessarily like feel the need to like hop on a plane all the time. I'm not traveling like that. Hey, it's a hawk. But I do like to explore like stories and like folk tales and fairy tales and like stuff like that. So that might be similar for you too. Now in your sixth house, this is your Virgo daily house, daily work, health, what we're clocking in and clocking out every day. We have the Ace of Swords. So I feel like you are getting clarification, maybe with some assistance of some angels here, but you're getting clarification. Oh, that's so interesting. I saw a plane going in the sky. Obviously that's what they do, but it's very cloudy today and the plane is white. So I saw it for just a moment and then it literally like just disappeared into the clouds. Like it's completely covered. So again, like just like this, like that traveling kind of incognito. But you might be getting some clarification this month as you move forward into these new spaces where you're going to live, where maybe you're going to transition in work, what work you should be doing with that Eight of Pentacles. Like just getting, once the fog is clearing, just getting much clearer about like what to do next, where you're going next, what to focus on next. And again, there's a lot of angelic help and assistance there as well. All of these red rays coming from this Ace of Swords, as well as also giving me this feeling of like the root, that there's some kind of, the Ace of Swords is a little bit like a mini justice card to me. So again, something for that Seven of Swords in the root. I even wonder if maybe, for some of you, If there have been bindings or some kind of like work waged against you, I wonder if it's in 313 on my clock. I wonder if it's, and I saw like a little domino pizza car with the little dominoes on top just drive by. I wonder if it's actually like binded or impacted like your actual root, your digestive system, that lower half of your body. Feels like that's going to clear up. Like there's justice and there's healing for that, because the Suit of Swords is also like a medical suit as well. So it feels like there's like healing to the lower body, there's healing to the lower energy system, there's healing to the roots, literally and figuratively. Now, in your, 4, 5, 6, in your I know that's right, in your 7th house of love, sex, and relationships, as well as known enemies, we have the 5 of Wands. So again, like this is people wanting to bother you, people wanting to, so weird. I want to say compete with you, but the word commit keeps coming out. So there also might be a history in these older places, Sag, of people literally trying to put words in your mouth, trying to misrepresent what you say, though the word rip wanted to come out. And if you look here on this 5 of Wands, see these 2 batons? Look where they're focused. There's one here and there's one from here. Right here at the root, right? Right at the, oh my God, you son of a bitch. I'm like, you son of a bitch. And look at these frilly little cuffs that they have too. It's like they're kind of like clowns. Almost like Teletubbies. They look a little bit like Teletubbies as well. So that's, maybe that is a clue here. But it's right here around your reproductive organs, your root, your digestive system. Look at that. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. But what's funny is I'm looking at the bottom where everyone's standing, and there's sort of like this, the floor is lava type of energy. So for a period of time, people have been, again, like getting in your way or trying to compete with you, not realizing that meanwhile, it's like the ground beneath their feet was like starting to wane. But again, I wanted to say compete, but the word commit wanted to come out. So I feel 2 things with that. One, people wanting to, again, somehow implicate you in some naughty behavior, in some crime, in some bullying, in something. People wanted to implicate you as like an accomplice in something, so that way you also had to take the blame. But it also has to do with that weird unconditional love distortion we were talking about before, that people want to compete with you, but they do it under the guise of actually wanting to commit or work with you. It's their way of keeping their enemies closer. Now let's see, your 8th house, this is your Scorpionic house. It's the house of death, of rebirth, going and rising up from the underworld. We have the King of Wands and we have the 9 of Pentacles. So one, I want to say that there may be, especially with that pufferfish, in like my own little spiritual dictionary, I equate pufferfish to like Chthonic gods, darker gods, the infernal divine. You may have some Chthonic deities, some of the infernal divine. You may have like darker spiritual forces that also walk with you. They also protect you, just as you do angels or anything else. And it feels as though the King of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles, it represents your financial independence, your ability to reach comfort and stability. Also, positive public reputation and image, as well as professional success. These things feel like they've been hidden for you in the underworld, like on pause, on reserve, until, again, you've been able to make it out of, it's like hibernation, until you've been able to make it to a new place or a new space. Yeah, because at the top of the Oracle deck, it says expansion north, and it was in reverse. So again, with change at the bottom here, a change has been needed and it has been waiting for you. And again, a lot of it's timing. It's not just like you didn't want to, in order for like, I want to say like your inheritance or like what you've spiritually invested in and deserve to receive from. It's just been on pause until you moved into another space. Because these people, they suck all the energy out of the room and they'll suck all the blood out of your blessings, I want to say. Now, in your 9th house, this is spirituality, higher learning. This is the Fool. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. And look, she's packed up. She's ready to go. She's got like skinny Fabio. She's got her hair blowing in the breeze. She's also on like a bit of this magic carpet. So Aladdin, Jasmine might be significant movies and characters for you. And with the Wheel of Fortune, you literally, it feels like you're like catching the wind. It's like you're hopping. And I think this is part of like your spiritual education, is like knowing when to jump ship, knowing when to hop on the wind, knowing when the wheel is about to turn up for you and down for another situation, and like really pivoting accordingly. And even if it means you have to start over, even if it means you have to start with nothing, even if it means you start with less, then it's okay, because like you have the ability very quickly like to rebuild. Now, in your 10th house, this is your Saturnian house. You have 3 cards coming out. This is your career. This is your public recognition. This is your reputation. The first thing that's coming out is the 2 of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. So you are coming out as someone who is diligent, someone who is responsible with the acorn underneath you, someone who has the ability to take nothing and turn it into like a whole hell of a lot. You also are seen as someone with the 2 of Wands here that is ambitious. Again, it's we didn't know. Maybe we didn't know Sagittarius after all. I feel like they did. They just like, I don't know. It's like they knew you were ambitious. Anyone who looks at you can tell that like you are ambitious, that you have a lot of vision for yourself and for the future. But it's like, if that vision competes or it threatens someone else, they just pretend like you don't have it, or the ambition or the vision that you do have is so ridiculous or so delusional, like it could never pan out anyway, even if that's not true. And then we have the Emperor, who feels a lot like the Hierophant, actually. We look at him here. So again, people don't see a lot of what you're doing, but what they do see is you being on time, is being on point, and being in control of yourself, which is a lot more than other people can really say right now. So now we're going to look into your 11th house. This is your network. This is friends, people you got around you. Another 3 cards. We have the 2 of Cups. Yeah, the Knight of Swords. Yeah, and then there's the 4 of Pentacles. And so in terms of like, again, your social circle, people you can network with, work with, we are seeing people who, I'm hearing like loose lips sink ships, people who divulge personal information about you, about the inner workings of their relationship with you. And with the 4 of Pentacles, like people that like to constrict you, hold on to you. This is a hoarding energy. And here, they seem like they're outside of like a club or a bar, and it looks like this knight right here, that it's like they're sitting here like barring entry. And so also it's very clear like to other people that you, again, with that Queen of Pentacles, with the Emperor, with the 2 of Wands here, that like you have your shit together, like you're not a crazy person, that like you know how to take care of yourself, you know how to take care of others, you know how to take care of things. But there is another energy that is, honestly, a Knight of Swords is beneath your rank as a Queen of Pentacles. Someone else that isn't as good as you, doesn't have their shit together, is like kind of not a very good friend, or there's a habit of keeping people around you that are not trustworthy. It's like the one blind spot or real weakness that you have, keeping people around you who are not trustworthy, are blabbermouths, that divulge personal information that they shouldn't be, and then use it, like gossip, use it as a way to bar or deny you entry into new spaces, instead of people around you who go, oh, do you know what? There's this really interesting thing about Sagittarius that like you would probably like love to know, and they'd be a really good fit for this thing over here. Instead of using the information that they know about you to help connect you to new people or new opportunities or hype you up, they use it to like disqualify you of like, oh, well, I know Sagittarius, so like they're probably not going to be into that. It's like a really fucking shitty energy. And they intentionally use it so that way you miss out on opportunities and you have to stay with them, which in one way or another, together might be why you have to leave kind of empty-handed with that 10 of Swords that we saw in the first house. People see that you have to leave empty-handed, but as long as you get to leave, like, you can rebuild. And then in your 12th house, this is your final house. It's your Piscean house. It's magic, secrets, also the house of like your self-undoing. We have the 4 of Cups and we have the 4 of Wands. What's interesting here is there is a sun in the 4 of Wands, but it's not illuminating the full sky like you would want to. And it seems like it's like behind this kind of curtain here. And so there's something here about when you knowingly stay in places, again, there's a recognition here of like not always being able to leave when you want to leave. So like, I'm not trying to like victim blame or like anything like that. But in situations, like it might be a pattern of behavior where like you may stay in spaces that dim your light, places that extract and use their light, your light for their own benefit and not yours, that you are going to feel apathetic. It is going to drain you of energy. It is going to make you feel depressed. It is not going to make you want to move. It's going to keep you quite stuck, right? There's also kind of a Willy Wonka energy here with these, they look like little, who knows what they are, with the light coming out of them, they look like little spotlights, but they also look like little trumpets, like little flowers, and they remind me of the little teacup flowers in Willy Wonka, and he like drinks butterscotch and stuff out of them. But Willy Wonka, that whole tour of the chocolate factory, a lot of it was like a lot of illusion, and it was a lot of testing and a lot of manipulation to like see what these kids were really made of and like all of that stuff. That like there might be times when people are trying to like test your mettle and putting you into illusions, and like you're kind of smart enough to like know when they're doing it, but you're hopeful enough to hope that they're not. And so when your gut tells you like these people are fucking with me, you kind of need to believe it the first time, because otherwise you'll get trapped in a situation you don't want to be in until it like basically extracts like everything that you have, and like that no longer being like an acceptable thing. It's not acceptable that they do it, but it's certainly not acceptable that any way, shape, or form that you may inspire or enable people or allow them to continue that behavior. I think moving forward in the new places, you're surrounded by a higher class of character, but I also think moving forward that you will be making a bolder stance about your own protection and like getting it for yourself, and what's yours is yours. Yeah, with the 6 of Cups here. Like you will remember moving forward that it's important to let other people know that like you don't play about you with the 10 of Cups here. Not about your happiness, not about your money, not about your future, not about your dreams. I don't play about me. So I'm here to play, but I'm not here to play about me. So like keep your dirty mitts to yourself. And I think that is going to be really helpful for you in the future. So Sag, this is what I have. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you enjoyed this and this was supportive and confirming and affirming of what you're going through and what you're navigating over the next few weeks. I really appreciate you being here and spending this time with me. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one, my information is in the description box. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends I'm here. I love you so much. I hope you have a beautiful November. Good luck on this transition, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.